In this movie, we'll look at sweeps and reveals. A sweep is material that you add to a wall, and a reveal is material that you carve away. Both use a two-dimensional family type called a profile, which determines the shape of the material that you're either adding or removing, and then that material is pushed along the length and or the height of the wall. We can apply sweeps and reveals at either the type level, in which case they would apply to all instances of that wall type, or we can actually apply them wall by selecting the individual walls that we want to add them to. So I'm in a file here called Sweeps and Reveals, and let's go ahead and start by doing a type-based sweep that we're going to apply to this exterior wall type. So I'm going to select one of the instances of this exterior wall, and you can see that it's the basic wall exterior brick on metal stud type, and I'm going to choose the Edit Type dialog. Next, I'm going to go to Edit Structure like we've done before, and what I want to get to is this Sweeps button down here, but as you can see, it's currently grayed out. Well, the key to this is that right here it says that this is available in section preview only. So before you're able to use any of these buttons down here, you have to make sure that not only is your preview turned on, which it is over here, but also the view is set to section. And as soon as you do that, you're going to see all those buttons light up, and you're now looking at a section cut through this wall type. I'm going to go ahead and widen this up just a little bit. Then I'm going to click the Sweeps button right here. And I'll take this Sweeps dialog and I'm going to move it out of the way slightly so that I can see the preview window in the background. Now, you get this sort of table here with lots of options, and it's really important to see that preview in the background so you can kind of have some idea of how your progress is going as you work. The first thing we want to do is click the Add button right here, and that will add our first sweep. Now, the profile is the first thing you want to consider. If I click there, that's actually a drop-down list, and you can see that the template that we use to create this building from has several sweeps already built into it. There's some vinyl base and there's some parapet caps and so on. I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom of the list and choose this wall sweep brick soldier course 3 bricks. Now let's see what that looks like. Let's click apply right here. Now notice that it'll take that sweep and it will just drop it at the very bottom of the wall, and it's kind of hanging off the outside of the wall. So that's probably not quite what I want to do. So let's work our way across the table here and make some modifications. Now, the first thing I might want to consider then is where that sweep is located. So you can see there's a from column here, and there are two choices, base and top. Now, in this case, I want to go ahead and measure it from the base. So I'm going to leave that set to base, but I'm going to change this distance right next to it, and I'll put in about 6 feet for that. Now, if we click apply on that, you'll see the soldier course move up, and it's measured 6 feet off the floor. If you'd rather measure it from the top of the wall, you can change the from point to top, and then you'd probably need to use a negative number in the distance field. Now, let's go ahead and assign a material to this sweep. So we're going to click right there. And over here in the search field, I'm going to type in soldier, and that will bring up masonry brick soldier course. I'll select that. You can see it's got this vertical pattern assigned to it. Let's click OK. And now we've assigned that material to this. Then I'm going to come over here and look at these other settings here because we're still kind of hanging off the outside of the wall. So I'm going to look at this offset feature next. And a brick is about 2 2/3 inches, or in this case, it might be maybe a little bit more than that. But I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 2/3 inches for the offset. Press enter there. When I click apply, though, you're going to see it actually pushes it away from the wall. So it turns out that what I really need to do is put a negative number in front of that, and let's click apply. And as you can see, it's just a little bit off. So if you want to actually increase this number perhaps to about 3 inches instead, you can get it to sit in the thickness a little bit more. So you can fine tune that setting a little bit if you like. I'm going to let it cut the wall. And as you can see here in the preview, that kind of makes a pocket in the existing wall to receive the soldier course. That's what cuts wall does. And if I also make it cuttable, then any windows or doors that interrupt this soldier course will actually cut through the soldier course. So that seems like a pretty good thing to do. Let's go ahead and click OK, and then OK 2 more times to see the result. And as you can see, the soldier course added not only to the wall that I had selected, but you can see it here, and in fact, all the way around the building if I hold my shift key in and drag with my wheel. And it also appears right here because that wall up there actually is using the same wall type. Well, ahead of time here in the file, I created a copy of that wall type and just named it no sweep. So that's the easiest way to deal with that problem, is to just reset it back to an original of that type that doesn't have the sweep. So that's an example of a type-based sweep. We could also add sweeps wall by using the drop down here on the wall tool and choosing wall sweep. Now notice there's also wall reveal. Reveals are available in both the type dialog right here with the reveal button, and you can see it's a very similar dialog. I'll cancel out of there. And they're also available right here using the wall reveal. Now, if I wait for the tooltip to appear, you can kind of see what the reveal is going to do. It's going to carve away the material of the wall instead of adding to it. So I'm going to choose the reveal, and here on the list, there's only one choice. It just says reveal, and it's a simple rectangular profile. If you want to change the shape of the profile, you can choose edit type and pick a different profile. But in this case, I'm just going to accept the default. And the next thing I want to look at is how I want to place it. You can place it horizontally or vertically. Now, when you do a reveal or a sweep at the type level, it only runs horizontally. But in the case of the individual wall-by-wall sweeps and reveals, you can actually do it vertically as well. And the way it works is you just simply click where you want to place that thing, and notice that you can actually place it on more than one wall. Let's go ahead and cancel out of there, zoom in, and take a look at the result. And you'll see that the reveal has cut away from the wall. Now, if I repeat the command and change to vertical, you can see that we can also run the reveal in the other direction. This button right here, Restart, allows you to finish that reveal and then add a second one. Restart and add another one. So each time you want to add another one, you click the Restart button. Otherwise, it will continue to add to the existing one. So you can add either sweeps or reveals in the same basic process. You can add them at the type level in which they apply to all instances of that wall type, or you can add them wall by using the tools on the drop-down menu. In both cases, they use a profile family, which just determines the shape of the sweep or reveal, and then that shape is pushed along either the height or the length of the wall to create architectural detailing and bands and moldings and so on.